Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode with Phat Mike Media. I am your host, Phat Mike, and we have had nothing but technical issues tonight trying to make a video. Like I said, I'm new to Streamlabs and whatnot, so here's a disclaimer. We are going to be talking about a sensitive topic tonight about two FBI agents that was killed. There was also 3 injured in Sunrise, Florida, about 6 a.m. 6 a.m. on Tuesday, February 2nd of 2021. This will be the soonest video for current events that I have been able to get out. Thought I'd make a little quick video on that. Also, this video, well, we're not being monetized at this current time because we have not got the followers yet. So if you would like to help out Phat Mike Media so we can get better equipment to put out better quality footage for you, none of this is, none of my videos are wrote out or anything, so everything's just off the top of the head. But if you would like to help support the channel and help us grow, I will be leaving a link in the description below the video to our PayPal, well, to my PayPal account to donate to the show. But without furthermore, let's start getting into this. So this is the second time I've went over this because I went back and started checking my video, and apparently I had two audio sources picking up my voice, and it sounded really funny with that dual echo. So we'll start off with the news articles. I'll play the top video that it has on there though for you. I hate ads. Really hate ads. Come on now. AOL and shit hasn't sounded like that in years.
Dude, this is fucking drawn, bro.
Okay, this isn't the video. Let's just refresh the page and maybe it'll... There we go. That's the video that I wanted for you. Sorry if I blew out anybody's eardrums. And here we go again with this shit. I'm gonna turn that down for you guys at least. Gotta love ads.
This is a very dark day for the FBI.
Apparently
Special
it's been
Agents
the darkest day
Daniel
since
Alphen.
what, 9/11 or 94, even though neither of those even take us back, what, 35 years ago? Yeah, 35 years as what this says right there. Yeah, I call a lot of BS for that, but on with the video.
And Laura Schwarzenberger were shot and killed in the line of duty. FBI Miami conducts search warrants almost daily. They are an essential and important part of what we do, and we thoroughly research and meticulously plan to take into account any threats or dangers. The vast majority of these warrants occur without incident, and the investigation continues. The operation this morning in Sunrise ended tragically with the subject opening fire on the members of the search team. Today, this grim reality has taken two of our best from our family. We are saddened by their loss as we struggle.
I hate to say, but are they really your best? Because, I mean, they only had, what, 12 to 15 years each of police work. I mean, wouldn't your best ones be the ones that's been in there for like 30 some plus years? I mean, there's plenty of cops out there that's had long careers. So obviously, I mean, they had to have been your best because they didn't fuck up, get killed, or get fired. Which, I mean, cops can't even say the slightest thing anymore, or they're getting claimed to be racist, even if they're black. I mean, it makes no damn sense.
To come to terms with what happened.
Okay, that was weird that it didn't want to hit. So, we'll leave that there for right now. We'll pull up YouTube. Now, this was the second video, so we'll go back to... Oh, wait, hold on. This was originally the first video I was trying to play in the video.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night, and we begin tonight with the deadly FBI.
No, we don't begin tonight on your channel.
Good evening. The FBI has suffered what it calls one of its darkest days. Two of its agents ambushed and shot dead in South Florida. A new report tonight says federal agents executing a search warrant in a child porn case were walking straight into a trap. The feds say two agents died in a hail of bullets. Three others shot.
Okay, so the only way this guy knew that they was coming up to his house was he had one of those doorbells that have the camera on it that they have as advertisements on all over the fucking place right now. I wouldn't call that a setup, because if it was a full out setup, he would have known about them coming before his doorbell told them that they was out there. I love how CNBC loves to twist their shit up, you know? Yeah, this guy really premeditated that he was going to get raided. And he only had the minute or two of the doorbell telling him that they was out there. That's not much of a setup time.
Shot again and again this morning at an apartment complex in the city of Sunrise, just west of Fort Lauderdale. The Miami Herald reports the gunman apparently monitored the agents on a doorbell camera as they approached his home.
See?
And when they reached the door,
A
he
doorbell
opened
camera.
fire with an assault-style rifle right through it.
That's not a fucking setup. It's not. And I'm not trying to plead a case for this man, but that's not a setup. A setup would have to be premeditated to know that when they was going to arrive, how many they was going to arrive, things of that nature. That there by the doorbell is not a fucking setup. Excuse the language.
This evening, President Biden says he's been briefed on the shooting.
President
and is
Biden's been briefed on the shooting. Damn it, they closed down one of my child pedophilic rings. That was my favorite one. The kids smelled so good.
offering condolences to the family of the fallen agents.
Every family, just when I put that shield on and go out in the morning, dreads the possibility of a call, receiving that phone call. And my heart aches for the families. I've not had an opportunity, nor will I try today, to contact them, but
he hasn't had the opportunity, nor will he even try to contact the family of these two FBI agents that lost their lives. Now, I guarantee you, if it was a BLM protester that was shot down, he would have called right away. because he doesn't give a fuck about the law enforcement. I'm not a fan of the law enforcement. I got a criminal record myself, but we're not going to get into that. But I still believe in law and order to a degree. To a degree. I mean, yes, like him passing executive orders every damn day or 50 of them a day, that is the type of shit that's wrong with this country. But I'll get into another video on that, because I got plenty of videos on to make about this bastard.
Put their lives on the line.
I just don't know how to come off with it on YouTube without getting banned or any kind of marks for my videos, because I made a video about Dr. Fauci and called him Dr. Falsey, and they gave me a mark on my personal channel for that.
And it's a hell of a price to pay.
Police escorted the bodies of the fallen agents from the hospital to the medical examiner's office. One of the agents killed today spearheaded an investigation into what was believed to be the world's largest child porn site on all of the dark web.
And as I tried to mention on my messed up recording, though, is I guarantee you that the guy that they raided was not the person behind filming and having sexual relations with any of the kids on film. I guarantee you he was most likely like the admin, like the main administrator to the website or something. He's probably the one that did all the coding and shit, because they don't mention anything in any of the reports that I've seen to where they have found any kind of video sets, like set scenes to where they would have them do these acts for the camera in. You know what I mean? Special bedrooms set up to make these videos, recording equipment, like green screens. They haven't said anything about any of that being found in this house. So he was most likely just like the coder and whatnot that maintained the website.
That case led to hundreds of arrests. NBC's Sam Brock.
I mean, just like the guy who ran the Silk Road on the dark web, he never had anything to do with the distribution of them drugs. He simply made a website that was like Amazon and eBay that let third-party sellers use this site to link together, while like they had to pay surcharge fees, I guess, to where he made money out of stuff, but he never participated in any of the drugs or drug dealings or even creations of drugs. But he managed the website's coding and he made money out of it, so they just try to throw everything on one person.
On the top story tonight, live on scene. Sam?
Shep, good evening. You can see behind me right now, once this truck clears, this is the apartment complex where it all happened. There's still police out here at the time being.
The biggest thing came out of an apartment complex. That guy was literally, I guarantee you on that fact, just an administrator. He was just running the website. I guarantee you none of that other shit took place at that residence.
Trying to figure out how this all happened. Now, Shep, we heard from the FBI about an hour ago, and they detailed the fact that they do federal search warrants on a near daily basis, and very rarely does it end in a situation like this. Sadly, this morning, that was the case. Around 6 a.m., the FBI says here in Sunrise, where you see a flood of police lights, a team went in there to try to execute a federal search warrant for violence against children, and that team was met by bullets. 5 people were shot, 2 fatally, 2 others seriously enough that they had to go to the hospital, Shep. Now, the suspect in this case was barricaded inside of that apartment that you're looking at right now for hours. There was a complete lockdown that lasted until 9 o'clock this morning. He is now deceased. The FBI will not say how, although there are reports that he took his own life.
So when the fuck did they do this? When did they push this warrant? Because I mean, I've already heard him say that they arrived there 6 a.m. this morning, and now they're saying that this ended this morning, that he had a standoff for hours and hours. So who's telling the truth here? What's the correct shit? Cause something seems funny now to me that I hear this. Cause I mean, I even went over. You better not start playing. Yeah, the sun had not come up yet on Tuesday when a group of FBI agents assigned to the investigation, criminals who prey on children online, approached the Water terrorist apartments in Sunrise, Florida, to execute a search warrant, a routine part of the job that is always fraught with risk. What exactly happened in the ensuing minutes is unknown, but a gun battle broke out, rousting neighbors out of bed in the quiet residential community. Law enforcement officials called emergency dispatchers. Multiple shots fired, they reported. Send air rescue. 2 FBI agents died and 3 more were injured in one of the deadliest shootings in the Bureau's history. No agent had been shot and killed on duty since 2008. Similar bloody shootout took place in Miami suburb 35 years ago, killing 2 FBI agents and injuring 5 others. Well, therefore, I mean, that would still be your bloodiest killing in FBI history then. But I call BS on that, because you hear cops, normal cops, getting killed left and right almost every day. I mean, how many of their cases have they covered up, you know? I mean, in their aspect, we only know what they want us to know. So, really, I call BS on that being the bloodiest in Bureau history.
He also claimed the lives of 36-year-old Daniel Alphen and 43-year-old Laura Schwarzenberger, who both have spouses, both have kids, and have dedicated their lives to cracking down on predatory behavior. Here's what the FBI field office here in Miami had to say.
Dan and Laura left home this morning to carry out the mission they signed up for and loved to do, to keep the American people safe.
And Chef, you mentioned that this is the deadliest day for the FBI since 9/11. It is also tragedy revisited for Miami, because it has been more.
See, and now they say they're 9/11, so they say 9/11, 94, and then that shooting that happened 34 years ago. It makes no fucking sense. Nobody's got their stories straight.
More than 30 years anywhere in the country where 2 special agents have been killed in the line of duty. The last.
I mean, the fuck? Like, just a few months ago, there was, 2 cops that was sitting in their patrol truck, you know? Probably just chilling and eating or some shit, and they had that guy run up and fucking light up the cab of it, you know? But that's not anywhere remotely close to this, right? Like, this is why I wanted to create a channel to dispute the lies. Because I'm a person that wants real information out there. Not to be told one thing, then another, then another.
When this happened, South Florida in 1986, the Miami field office here is named after those 2 special agents. Shep.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
Thank you for listening to all of our lies live. This is ABC.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night. And we begin tonight with the deadly FBI shooting. 2 special agents killed, 3 others wounded while executing a search warrant in Sunrise, Florida. That's near Fort Lauderdale. A suspect wanted for violent crimes against children. This is the first fatal FBI shooting in the line of duty in 12 years. The team arriving
They
at an
just
apartment
had
complex when no
to crash that fucking truck right into that tree, didn't they? Because that's really going to help them fucking jump into that dude's house. How much taxpayer money you think that that's going to cost to get that shit fixed? Shouldn't that officer get a ticket for jumping out of a moving vehicle without bringing it to a complete stop first?
team arriving at an apartment complex when no one answered the apartment door, they went in. The suspect opening fire, the shooter was found dead by suicide. A massive show of law enforcement.
Yeah, I mean, who is going to want to let you take them alive? He either going to get executed or he going to die of old age in jail. Who wants to have that many years of shitty ass food? Plus, that saves how much taxpayer dollars? How much taxpayer dollars does that save by him killing himself? Really?
Arriving on the scene,
saved us
police,
money.
SWAT team, sheriff's departments, the wounded rushed for medical care. The two fallen agents had years of experience fighting crimes against children. A procession of law enforcement, motorcycles and SUVs escorting the ambulance with one of the fallen agents.
I've never seen that. Like, why are they escorting them like this? I mean, I could understand if this was like, if this was the a hearse. If this was a hearse and this was, say, the funeral day, the funeral of these past officers. But this is a fucking ambulance. You're taking them to the coroner's office and you're police escorting it there. Why? It's got lights, it's got sirens, all of its own. Is that really necessary? I think that's a big taxpayer waste.
Session of law enforcement, motorcycles and SUVs escorting the ambulance with one of the fallen agents, and a line of officers saluting as the flag.
Understandable at funeral, but really, when they're going into the coroner office,
carried into the medical examiner's office. FBI Director Christopher Wray issuing a statement saying FBI agents put themselves in harm's way every day. And tonight, President Biden saying just a short time ago that
they
his
shut down my pedophile website.
ABC's Victor Kendo leading us off from Florida tonight.
That's what Joe Biden said.
Tonight, in one of the deadliest shootings in FBI history, 2 agents killed and another 3 injured. The FBI now mourning the loss of Special Agents Daniel Alfin and Laura Schwarzenberger.
Do not fire towards the front porch. We're going to be moving up. Do not fire towards the front porch.
According to authorities, federal agents were serving a search warrant early this morning in Sunrise, Florida. They knocked to announce their presence, and when there was no answer, reached the door, immediately coming under rifle fire.
We're inside the development. We're still working our way up. We're going to extract the ground officers.
Authorities say the suspected gunman was...
That is really messed up audio. It sounds like the person that's on the radios like had a fucking heart attack or something. Can't talk right, only using half of their face.
Being looked into as part of a child pornography investigation. SWAT teams rushing to the scene, an armored vehicle crashing through those gates, a pool of blood.
It doesn't look like Gates was crashed through. It looks like he crashed into trees and part of the staircase to go up into the fucking apartment complex.
In the corner of the screen, this man saying the shots woke him up.
At least 20 rounds, continuous. Bam, 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 bam.
And that woke you up this morning?
First thing this morning, 5:30.
Officials say the suspect died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. One of the deceased agents honored with a solemn procession. Officials saluting the flag-draped gurney.
They were valuable members of the FBI and will forever be heroes.
President Biden tonight sending his condolences.
Put their lives on the line, and it's a hell of a price to pay.
Let's get right to Victor Kendo. He's
live.
Don't
show Biden again saying like, oh, I don't have enough time today, but I won't even try to make the time though. I got too many executive orders to continue to pass, seeing as that he's passed 40 in just, what, a week and a half? He's already surpassed any fucking president's history throughout a whole fucking 4 years, I believe, in 2 fucking weeks on executive orders. I guarantee you he passes nothing but executive orders. Any order that he passes is going to be fucking an executive order. Not just a normal order. Everything's got to be an executive order because he's a fucking dictator.
Florida tonight. And Victor, I know authorities say this only underscores the dangers that these FBI agents face every day when executing these search warrants.
David, our sources tell us there is no such thing as executing a safe warrant, that when you enter a home, a hallway can create a bottleneck, and law enforcement describes that as a fatal funnel. The FBI is now conducting an internal investigation to see if there was a rush to stop this ongoing abuse of children. David?
Now, what I'd like to ask, is there any vest cams with these FBI agents? Because if the cops are having to do the shit, ATF, FBI, CIA, any of them that get involved in any of this shit should have everything recorded. Especially the CIA and the FBI and the ATF out of all. Because you think cops are going to lie a lot. Fuck, man. They're trained to fucking be even more fucking deceitful.
David?
All right, Victor Akendo leading us off tonight. Victor, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos
and more lies, just hit us up. MSNBC. I'll play like 1 or 2 more small videos and then I'll wrap it up with a little bow on top. I'll watch him a lot. I forget what his name is.
We are following breaking news in South Florida this morning. NBC News has learned that 2 FBI agents were killed serving a warrant in the city of Sunrise. 3 other agents were hurt. Law enforcement officials tell NBC News that the suspect was wanted on charges of violent crimes against children. That suspect is now dead. Officials have not released the names of the officers. They say that the investigation there in South Florida is ongoing.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place.
We've been following the story in the last few minutes, and of course we saw that stunning scene after 2 FBI agents were killed this morning in Sunrise, Florida. 3 others were told, at least 3 others were wounded. The agents were serving a warrant in a child pornography and violence against children's case, and the suspect is also dead. Again, we don't have the emerging details on that yet. One of the FBI agents who was killed, now we saw this moments ago, we're showing you the flag-draped body of that agent. This is a tough day for the nation, obviously for those who are in Sunrise, Florida. They simply went to serve a warrant. 2 of the wounded agents reported to be in stable condition. And for some insights into what may have happened and how the investigation is unfolding right now, I want to bring in Pat Brosnan, a retired New York City police detective, joining me by phone. Pat, these scenes are horrible to watch. They were doing their jobs. What is the first thing that will be looked at this point?
Well, first of all, Harris, good morning. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Those images are terrible and terrible. But the fact is, as you mentioned, there is no such thing as a routine search warrant. Whether it's for computer evidence relating to child exploitation, every single warrant is the same as going after a confirmed cop killer. This just reinforces and is a brutal reminder of the extreme dangers. This is a guy who was going to be served with a criminal complaint, possibly relative to child pornography, and he opened fire, wounded and killed, wounded 3, and murdered, brutally murdered 2 FBI agents. It's unbelievable, but it is a reminder that this is really dangerous work.
We are being told that the neighborhood here, the Water Terrace neighborhood, I believe is what it's called in Sunrise, was immediately put on lockdown, telling people to stay in their homes. Now, we do know that the suspect is deceased at this point. Don't have details about that.
Yeah,
I would think,
himself.
Pat, that is because this is an enormous crime scene, or what is the protocol?
Yeah, it's an enormous crime scene, Harris. There's no indication based on known facts at this time that there's any other actors involved, and this seems like a sole matter. And he's no longer with us, thank God. So this is part of a process and protocol to ensure that a crime scene of this magnitude remains fully sanitized. That's all that is.
All right. Pat Brosnan, your perspective, expertise, critical at this time. Thank you for joining me. We'll stay on the story and have much more on.
Chopper footage. You're just showing us the same stuff that I've seen in all the other videos. Gotta love. Thank you for letting me skip. Finally, some better footage. Knob Hill Road.
Well, developing story out of Florida tonight, where 2 FBI agents and a suspect were killed this morning.
3 other agents have also been wounded, I should say. WGN's
Well,
Barbara Templeton is joining us now in the studio with details on this.
That's right, guys. Yeah, it happened in a place called Sunrise, which, just for reference, is about 35 miles north of Miami and west of Fort Lauderdale. The agents were at a house there serving a search warrant in a case involving violent crimes against children, and instead it turned into one of the deadliest shootings in the Bureau's history.
These cases can be very tricky. What you're working is somebody who's already shown the cravenness to exploit children, and when you mix that with deadly firearms, anything can happen at those doors.
What started as the serving of a federal search warrant Tuesday in Florida ended in a barrage of bullets.
As agents approached this particular subject's house, they knocked, they announced, they breached the door and were met by rifle fire.
The FBI was at a home in Sunrise in connection with a child exploitation case.
These are special cases that are operated by special agents that are trained with additional training to handle these cases and the stress that comes with them.
Phil Andrew, a former FBI agent himself, giving us some insight into what happened and what went wrong.
2 agents were killed in that early exchange, 3 others critically wounded, but thankfully a local SWAT team for Broward County was executing a similar warrant nearby and was able to immediately respond.
We're told the suspect had barricaded himself inside, and when shots started flying, 5 agents were injured. 2 of them died. Director of the Bureau, Christopher Ray, identifying them as Special Agents Daniel Alphen and Laura Schwarzenberger, adding in a statement that they exemplified heroism today in defence of their country, and the FBI will always honour their ultimate sacrifice and will be forever grateful for their bravery. Now we're told questions will certainly be asked about the type of warrant executed here.
Well, I think that's what we're going to see is more analysis of what we call no-knock and knock and announce warrants. Often agencies like the FBI will apply to the court and ask for a no-knock warrant, which allows them to maintain the element of surprise.
And whether
they wouldn't have had any better chance of surprise, because the guy had a shit, what are those doorbells called that have the video camera? We'll Google it up right now. Yeah, I mean, he had one of these. It's not like the guy had time to do much except for probably grab his gun. I mean, it's not like the dude knew when the fuck these cops was gonna be there. He only knew because his camera doorbell was came on and gave him an alert that there was people outside. He seen the video footage and seen cops outside. It's not like he had any better chance. He ain't gonna show us that one where it was. Yeah, I mean, here, we'll play a little.
Motion detection, push notification alerts, and easy access to your footage stored securely on the cloud. We will walk through how to mount your doorbell camera to your existing doorbell wiring. If you do not have an existing power supply to your doorbell, you may need to consult a licensed electrician. Your doorbell camera comes with a setup guide, power bracket, mounting hardware, power kit, and power kit wires and connectors. For best performance, your doorbell camera requires a strong Wi-Fi signal. To ensure you have strong Wi-Fi signal, consider adding the extender and chime. 16 to 24 volts AC power is also required. Turn off the circuit breaker before connecting the existing doorbell button wiring. Confirm the power is off by pressing the doorbell button. The power kit and wires included in the package must be set up inside your home's existing digital chimer box. If you do not have a digital chimer, you can skip this part. Remove the cover from the chimer box and loosen the front and trans terminal screws on the chimer.
No, let's just see if we can Google YouTube some footage. Let's see if we got any cops showing up on him. Caught on Ring video doorbell.
And free out of bed, you're down, hit free here, free wire, down, get free, down, get free, down, down, make it free, hit free.
Incoming priceless video. Please stand by.
Priceless channel.
I mean, that's basically the footage that he's seen. He could see the cop cars and shit outside, and his doorbell went off. It's not like the dude had any intel telling him they was coming. But I'm gonna end the video here. We're going on to almost 40 minutes now, so please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Don't forget about the bell notification as well if you'd like to keep up on when I will be posting my next videos. I will be trying to post a few a week, at least 2. Also, our videos are not being monetized again, and don't know if we'll ever be getting monetized. This video may be demonetized, so if you would like to continue to see more content around this, or if you have any ideas of content that you would like to see, please leave a comment down below. But also, we will be leaving the link to our PayPal in the description below, so if you can, anything will be greatly appreciated. Until the next one, have a good night, everybody.